Hey, Kratos. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday to you. Just starting to stream Bitcoin like we normally always do, just because you love Bitcoin and we always want to have an edge on it. But you don't really have an edge, man, because you have time scales, right? Like the 60-minute and the 4-hour don't really look good at all, and then the daily looks like, no, we already crashed. We did get a big bullish engulfing candle, and we're just butting up against resistance. And but you're below the 200-day moving average. You're below all critical resistance points. I mean that you need to be above. So again, man, I hate during these times of uncertainty not being able to give you what you want, which is just like, oh, you know, there's a high probability it goes up next or down next. It's just really, we're in coin flip territory at this point. Still, it's just because there's arguments that could be made for bears and bulls right now. Okay. And that is the way most of the time it is on any given chart at any given time, right? But sometimes there is an edge at a particular time at critical areas that we want to see, and then that's when we can take our longs or shorts, right? So until you get above like thousands and thousands of dollars on Bitcoin, I still think it's tough to be showing conviction on a long opportunity right now, even though it could just continue on up after it reacted very well to 78% retrace the pattern completion zone of the small bearish cipher pattern. You sold off, but only made a higher local low than the previous low, and now you've rallied, but you made a lower high than the previous local high. Now you're selling off, and now you're trying to backtest 38,550. So what is that? That's like price contraction kind of stuff going on. All right, so it's just very, very uncertain. You go to the daily, and this is what I'm talking about. What you truly need to be above, you are not above, you are below it, and you're testing it a multitude of times. Look, you know, this 39,855 area. I mean, it's like 4 days in a row of testing it and not being able to break it. Yesterday, you tested the 200-day moving average and failed, and today you've run up again and you haven't been able to break it, but you did sell off and bulls and buyers came in. So again, you're just stuck, and the bullish engulfing candle is still valid. I mean, a bullish reversal Japanese candlestick is still valid until you close below 34,850, which is a long way down before that becomes not valid. So that's what I'm saying. You've had such a tremendous markdown in such a short period of time. It's hard to stay really bearish at these levels just because the markdown already happened, right? It's like premium almost for short sellers, like you're paying a premium, right? Where value could be for someone who wants to short sell is like 61%, 78% retrace from your previous side of low. And that's what we're talking about on Ethereum, what we think it could eventually go to. So it's like, it'd be high premium for bears at these levels, but it also could be possibly strategic, as if you can't break this long enough and you do reject it, there's a lot of downside potential. Right? You see what I'm saying? And so it's not easy. And then you go to total market cap, which is a little bit better than Bitcoin, because instead of being below that 200 simple moving average regarding its resistance, you now on total you've tested the 200-day moving average as support not once, but actually twice. And then you had that really nice bullish engulfing candle, and you're just butting up against this very critical resistance around $1.71, $1.78 trillion. And if you ever broke that, it's very, very, what I like about this chart is so easy to know like where it could be going if it ever broke that zone, is just straight up probably to $2.3 trillion, or at least 2.2, where the candle high close was April 16th. So that's just, you know, you've just got these zones, right? These zones that are critical where all kinds of things could be going on. People taking longs, people taking shorts. I'm trying to mimic this. There we go. So just kind of like this, you know, you're just major ranges where buy orders and sell orders would be. And you're at one, but you're below it, and you need to break it. Otherwise, you could find yourself right back down where you were before. All right. So you've had like from your the high, the all-time high to the lowest low of the crash. You've had a 38% retrace and no higher. So a mild, moderate retrace. and that is the beginning of the golden zone where we know it could become much more moderate, 50%, 618 retraces, but you know, anything above the 382 gets you above this critical PSR where you could run up to much deep retrace, like 786, 886 retraces from that high to low. Anyway, all right. Give me a decibel check on the audio and the music. Is it too loud? Let me know before we keep it going. But I do want to keep it going, man. You know I am. Okay, private ones, I trust you, man. And it doesn't seem like it on my decibels. There you go. It's down just a little bit more. How about now? We good? That's why I like asking almost every stream, because I never know. Because, like, it's always different. Okay. It's normal, it's better. Good decibels. All right, awesome. All right, moving on. So that's it, right? The daily's okay. The daily's not too bad. 4-hour kind of sucks. 60-minute kind of sucks.
Hi, Mitch. Can Wyckoff accumulation happen on the 1H chart?
Of course, it can happen on the 5-minute chart.
If
dude.
yes, I think there is. Can you have a look? Less than 3.
Wyckoff accumulation on the 60-minute chart. I mean, since we're on the Bitcoin talk again, it's like whatever. We'll see what he's talking about. 60-minute Wyckoff accumulation. All right, so what we had the selling climax down here, right? Then we had the automatic rally up here. Then we had the secondary test down here. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up this is what I'm saying, though. It's so tough because there's arguments for bulls and bears. All right. We'll see. Selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, or this could have been the secondary test. And then you had, but you can have another secondary test in phase B, and you're rallying, and you're in the middle of phase B. So let's look here. Let's see. Look at that. So this is phase A. We're in the middle of phase B right now, if you are wondering. And then you know you got phase C. And then, of course, you're going to have D. So it's like, all right, if it was Wyckoff accumulation, that means you're in the dead middle of phase B, and you'd want to see this tested again, 41.7, 42.453. You're very close, right? You're very, very close. My God, I mean, someone could almost argue that was the automatic rally, and it is testing that. So that's not good for bulls, because that means, you know, what has to happen is a sell-off to go spring. Okay, in phase C, that's when you sell off and you test the bottom of the zone. You spring, you back test the spring. So what if this was Wyckoff accumulation, okay? And I don't know if it is, and I'm not saying it is, okay? This is for the sake of the TTS and potential education, right? All right, at this point, you know, you rally up one more time to the top, and then you bleed out. And then in phase C, we would fall below the critical bottom, right? Be very bad. But then you would spring, and you'd back test the spring. And then this is when you would go into phase D, which would be last point of supply. And then signs of strength up here, where you'd just be absorbing remaining supply before, of course, phase E, which is that, right? So that is, if you were talking about Wyckoff accumulation, schematic 1 or whatever, this is the way it'd be going, all right? We would only be in phase B. We're certainly not in phase C yet, because you have to go test the bottom again. That's it, all right? Does that help answer your questions a little bit? Or not? I don't know. I'm going to show you here, and you're like, what are you talking about, dude? Right here, all right? Phase A. Right, the psychological prices, which was here, right here. That was the PS, which is preliminary support, excuse me, prelim support, right? And then you had the selling climax, which was here, and then your automatic rally, which was here or here, whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to, they're doing screens, so I'm trying to automatic rally, then your secondary test, which secondary test could be here for May 21st, and then you go into phase B, right, which is this little rally, and then you sell it again. Then it's secondary test in phase B, which seems very real, like it happened, and now again you're just in the midst of phase B, marking up again towards the top of the range. And this is where, if it was going to happen, we would mark down, bleed out, and then we would hit the bottom of the trading range again, and then we would spring back, test the spring, and that's phase C, and then we would run to phase D, and then we would rally, and then small sell-offs, rallies again, and then we would get to the top of the range and begin to absorb remaining supply at the top of the range, which is up here, okay? Phase E is normally when you break out, then you back test the top of the accumulation range as support before going to mark up to much higher prices. Right, you see what I'm saying? All right, so that was it, man. I just hopefully that last point of supply, back up, last point of supply again, signs of strength, right? That's what all these acronyms are for. You can learn about this. You can go to school.stockcharts.com. Oh, well, I would just type in Wyckoff. Let's see, this website. Was it just Wyckoff method? Chart school. Okay, and that's sort of, you can learn crap load about this stuff and memorize it and just become really learned. Why not? I mean, it's better than, I don't know, it's better than watching Badlands chug himself to death. You could learn Wyckoff to life or something. I don't know, dude. Whatever you want. Okay.
Noise! Would you mind looking up what
this
traditional asset has a scuffed harmonic, possible 3 rising valleys? Curious to know your view. Thank you.
What? We can look at why it does this. Thanks for the 20. Appreciate it, man. So we'll just leave that there. I mean, that's not, none of my work's gonna save there, unfortunately. But great thought-provoking contribution, Batsurke, right? That was thought-provoking. That was good for the whole viewing audience. You know, everyone got something out of that. So good question. Those are the types of questions that are gonna, you know, just, I don't know, that improves the quality of the stream, technically, right? Versus, I don't know, anything. Okay, so that's Bitcoin beating with dead horse. And it's like, I don't know, man. High premium for anyone who wants to short here because of the devastation we saw in such a short period of time. At the same time, as the bull, you want to break these levels and you haven't yet. So it is just so tough to make it a determination on where this asset's going next. I mean, just applying traditional technical analysis, and that is the way it is normally across all charts, all markets, until we find those variables. I like Ethereum a little bit more, a lot bit more than Bitcoin, simply because the areas it needs to be above, it is above very well, very strongly. You're in just the dead middle of a range between 2,600 and really, like, I don't even say 3,000 because that's only psychological. Between 2,600 and like maybe $3,500. And that's like where I think eventually Ethereum's going to. I don't care if we get a dump or something again. I think it's going to make a higher low than the low it saw at like 1,750. Okay, and what I was thinking was going to happen was either two ways this plays out. It either sells off again, we come down to a deep retrace and back test 2K and then go, or it's sooner rather than later where we go and we hit. And the target's like $3,800 price target on Ethereum for this very complex structure to play out, this last C to D wave. And that's where, man, I don't know, like we're gonna see, because this is exactly what happened. If you don't remember, this is literally the same thing that occurred back here, chat, okay? Ethereum tripping through time, not too far back though. It was a bearish shark cipher. Anyone remember at all? Anyone at all? Bueller. Head and shoulders pattern developed at the pattern completion zone of the bearish cipher, and you marked down, but You were almost at 100% measured move. You were like, it was almost perfect before a pivot and a rally because the trend was still bullish on your side. And that will be put to the test again if this can play out, right? Where you will probably reverse there, you'll react, you'll have price action there for a while, you'll sell off, maybe you come back all the way down, 61%, 70% retraces, you come back, test 2,600 again after hitting that, but you end up making a higher low than previous low than previous lows, and then you run again to all-time highs, right? I mean, these are scenarios that can definitely occur, so just keep it in mind.
I see triple bullish div on DXY on the daily and weekly.
So, Frenchman, thanks for 420, dude.
Is that a join?
So, that's Ethereum doing something it did almost identically before, where you had the low, the lower low. On the lower low, what happened? What happened on the lower low back here in late February? Triple MACD bullish divergence, okay? Listen, God, it's...
Look here! Look, listen!
What happened on the lower low here with the bullish pin bar? Triple MACD bullish divergence. I can't even believe it. So patience. This is probably where it's going in time. Even if it comes back down to 2K, it's still valid of an idea. Just depends on what Bitcoin's going to do, but I think this is where we'll probably be headed. All right. DXY, you say? Let me do this. This is just give me a sec here. I'm just doing this for patrons. Sorry, just give me a sec. I'm just like, it's just a good idea, and you know, it's educational, even though it doesn't work or play out this way. Which, dude, again, it's way too early to. Oh, what the? My God. Education, man. Okay. Just before I move on, you know, because that work won't save, unfortunately. The big screen. Yeah, let's look at... Let us... Grew it. Let's go to the DXY real quick, alright? I mean, I don't care. Like, man, dude, it's freaking wild, you know? I mean, dude, we're like... You're talking about a shark. You still haven't hit the PCZ of a shark, like the deep shark, right? Like the deeper PCZ, pattern completion zone of the shark, 113% retrace. You were very close, right? I mean, it was 105% retrace from X. So you think there might be more downside there, but yeah, dude, you're right. I mean, the 4 hour looks incredible for upside. But isn't it like news now? Like today it came out, Biden's wanting more. Can someone back me up on that? Biden wants more money, more trillions of dollars, just to be printed out of thin air. Someone tell me if I'm right or wrong there, because I thought I read that. 6 trillion. Like that's like a new 6 trillion proposed, right? Not like collective, well, with everything else in, this is all. No, he's saying like 6 trillion. Yeah, dude, if that happened, like, I don't even, like, that is unreal, unheard of. That's never, like, not like that. If you got approval on that, dude, all in, anything but fiat. Good God. 20% of the entire money flowing currently. That again, dude, it doesn't comprehend. Like, it doesn't register in my mind like how that even can make sense. I mean, that's like, it's like 10 generations ahead of us that don't even exist yet. That's like we're putting them in debt, you know. So yeah, like if this was a bullish trend or something, oh my god, buying signal, like, you know, triple MACD bullish divergence, triple RSI bullish divergence, so good, so beautiful. 4 hour, but then the daily, what's the daily tell us? Daily was like hidden bullish divergence. Holy crap, dude. In ways, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like hidden divergence played out for a second because the trend's so bearish, it didn't perform well and dumped again. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of real there. Guys, like, how can you like fundamentally be bearish on Bitcoin if they are talking about printing $6 trillion? And if they don't get their $6 trillion, they're going to get something again, aren't they? I mean, this is not the role of the government. The government's role is not to like devalue and debase our currency, you know, and like provide all these services. Dude, the government historically has been known to be terrible at everything it does. There's no accountability. There's no competition. When you nationalize something and it fails and flounders, there's no accountability. So we're just gonna keep sucking and being terrible. Okay. Like in like a, you know, free market, and I understand you're gonna be like, oh, what about the big corporations? Well, that's like what we got going on is kind of like a capitalist welfare system now, where yeah, too big to fail companies are just getting bailed out. Airline companies, banks, whatever, doesn't matter the crisis. Yep, taxpayer money. Okay, no one's bailing out the crypto space, are they? Nope, that crash happened, and nothing had to happen right when Bitcoin crashed. No one had to be bailed out because of Bitcoin in the dump, right? So anyway, I'm just saying, like, in a real free market, you know, if you provide a terrible good and service, you'll eventually go extinct. Easy. But, you know, I get it. It's not a good example because of what we're doing. What capitalism's kind of become now is welfare for big companies to save jobs. But yeah, I mean, bullish divergence on the daily, on the DXY, bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Did you say something else on the weekly? I don't know if there's enough data yet, is there? Yeah, it's still a little early on the weekly, but good God, imagine a double bottom happening here. Jesus. And then you could get that triple MACD bullish divergence, maybe triple RSI divergence. So, yeah. Yep, could be double bottoming on the weekly eventually. You just gotta, let's get some more data. Let's see really how we correlate here. So we go down to that 88, 89. It's a major area, dude. You break that, you're screwed. There's gonna be a huge major markdown. Why? Bad action magna move stuff, right? I mean, that's the phenomenon of the bad action magna moves, like this right here, where you go from that major low, XA, B, C, D. Scott Carney talks about it in his book, saying, you know, 50% retrace on B. There's a very high probability that if it breaks B, it goes down to the 886, which is down at like 74 buckle. And if there's like some sort of there's some sort of 6 trillion printed, I would wholeheartedly believe that's exactly where this thing's going. It's probably going there anyway. That's right, the money printer goes burr. Thank you for the 350, Rob, man. Thank you, dude. So, yep. That's where we're gonna be headed. But I get it, yeah, I get all kinds of divergence, and it's like every time you've had divergence, it's right around the end of a bull cycle on Bitcoin, right? Divergence on the weekly, divergence on the weekly, divergence on the weekly.
Noise!
TVK bullishness divergence on the daily. USD Binance, thanks for checking it out. And preach, money printer go ooh.
What's up, DJT? Thanks for the 2076, man. Yeah, we'll look at that S-Coin, alright? TTS allowed, I mean, not sure what I can do about that. I mean, I'm turning down my OBS there, it'd probably be a little bit better, maybe, I don't even know anymore. So, here's DXY, falling wedge, broke out, performed terribly, pulled back, that might just be a reaction, reversal low you're working on. So we'll see. Anything above 88, 89, you're okay until if that breaks. Look at the price action and the history. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. I mean, that is very high probability of a huge markdown, huge loss of value of the DXY if that breaks. So you're just so close to it, and you got to be worried because like you tested it here.
Can you look at
right?
TBT?
First time you rallied, and what you do? You just put in a lower high than the previous high, which distribution, and you're back at it, and you got back down to level, and you bounce, but the bounce is weak, and now you're right back at it again, and you're just. There might be this could be happening, maybe not, like absorption of remaining demand at these areas because there's probably just so much of it here. This would be amazing for the euro and the Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, the pound, all of it. If it breaks this critical support. TBT. Oh yeah, man. TBT. Well, what the heck, man? If they keep printing money, isn't TBT gonna do bad? I think TBT right now, or TTT, they're showing like a descending triangle on the chart. We'll look at it, Ellie. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Sorry. So we just kind of got off track a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's all relevant, man. Come on. All relevant. So let's go to just another S coin. That's just, it's looking, it's very, very similar to Bitcoin. It's just tough to say. All right, Litecoin down here. I mean, holding some pretty critical areas, dude, from January. Just look at all this chop here. Look at this March 25th area. You're above it. I think that's really good. Anything above that, it's like, yeah, you could see 245 this weekend or next week, like if it holds above this zone of support. But it's just beholden to Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't crap out, doesn't dump here, then this will hold and you will see 245, 250, the next area of major resistance. That's it. Not really digging the way it looks on the offside. You're just like had all this positive momentum. It's just, slowly going back to neutral, soon to be negative again. So just... It's all about the ifs, man, in this market right now. There's just, I think he broke a supply line too, maybe? No, look at that supply, chat. Look at the supply line, like from the multi-year high top, right? 3 touches there. You're just right at it. So you haven't even broken a supply line yet. So this is where sell orders might be. All right. Mysteries abound. Not an area to really, I think, to be taken strategic longs or shorts right here. Just. What's up, Miner Heaven? Thanks for 20. Sure, we'll look at MUX. TBT is a TLT put, basically. Yeah, and then the TTT is like even worse. It's like a 3-time levered TBT, right? An ETN or something. Yeah, they're wild. And that's like what Michael Burry had. He's huge positions in the TTT, I think, along with his Tesla puts. Okay, so that's Litecoin. Anything notable today? I mean, hey, dude, just EOS is up 10%, 11%. Just rallying, it's outperforming a lot. Look, it's above anything above 682, 666 means you could go to 858 soon. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Why not straight up again? It could. It very well could. So anything above 666, 682 is good for EOS for more upside to 858. All right, that's it. I'm looking at this because it's up almost 11% today, while everything else is really down. Except, of course, Hex, which it did break out. We did get a breakout on Hex. It's rallying, nearing the 100% measure move, which is 7 cents. We've just been monitoring this one because it looks so different than all the other charts. I mean, it has, and that's really why Richard Hart was on this stream, because of the chart. It had nothing to do with my belief in their product. I don't endorse Hex at all. I'm publicly announcing that just so people remember. I didn't before endorse the project Richard Hart was on. I still do not endorse Hex as a project, just so you know. But I love the chart, and I love technical analysis, and I think there's more upside on Hex because of the chart and the way it looks and the targets of the trade setup. Okay? Cool. Doge down 5.57%. Right, still that that Gartley, whatever. What happened, man? All my work. And by the way, I've never endorsed any crypto project ever, and Hex won't be the first one. So it still looks good, man. I mean, like, Doge still looks pretty freaking good. Can you even believe it? It can't break the major area it's got to break, but we know if you break 37 to 41 cents, you're going up most likely to 58, 59 cents, which that's a huge upside potential here. All right, talking to Scott Carney about this, man, yesterday on stream, and it still looks really good. I mean, at least at lower risk areas for a harmonic trade. So, you know, I'm here every day, so it's like, you know, it's the same, almost the same analysis because there wasn't much movement on the chart. If it's down 5.5%, you can't even tell. It's like, oh, is it really? Oh, okay. Cool. Let's look at Engine. Remember, Engine was at that, had that 50% markup yesterday, and we're like, oh, you're at a big resistance. This is exactly where a reversal could occur. Guess what? That's exactly where the reversal occurred, at least for now, but it's beginning to show a little bit of life again on this 4-hour candle. Right, isn't that perfect? Oh, wow. People take profit at profit-taking levels. That, I mean, if it was me, I would be like, that's a profit-taking level if that thing was, if I was driving that price up. So, there you go, man. Yeah, look at that failed harmonic. Just, Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin. Wild. Oh, I kind of love it, man. I don't even know what's happening. All my work is not saving. Might be as I use my laptop downstairs. So go to VeChain. VeChain still looking fine, right? 88% retrace from that discernible low February 23rd. One time, two times. Above 10 cents. Anything above 10 cents is amazing. Or you could eventually see 20 cents. But you haven't broken B yet. B is like a major point, right? You break that April 23rd low at 13 cents. That's where you go to 20 cents. Just hadn't happened yet. I can imagine why, because of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin wants to rally here, then VeChain's got a good chance to see 20 cents. Okay. Yeah, so what does that mean? Across the crypto market, nothing's changed since yesterday and the day before, really, at all. It's just like the volatility has kind of just, I mean, it's still there. There's still lots of volatility locally. It's just, we're talking about major developments that we want to see as swing traders. Not much has changed. So S&P 500 today, another nothing burger.
Can you please check BB stock? Thanks.
Meth, I'll look at it, all right?
23.52691369 rat.
I'll look at it, Meth, when we start getting a request. Thanks, dude. Sorry. Yeah, it's just because we had Scott on, so, or someone else. We'll look at it. So, man, 4,200 closed today.
Is that a joint?
Nice. Fill the gap. Showed a kind of local double bottom, and again, the target, if it was going to run up, eventually would be just this supply line, you know, depending on when it gets there, around $4,300. That's it for now. I mean, not much change. I mean, it's really a stock picker's market, not an own the index fund and pray. I mean, own the index fund since April 16th, you've done nothing, right? But if you own assets on the S&P 500, individual assets, and you pick the right ones, you're up a lot more than nothing since April 16th. Month and a half, right? Yep. So S&P gainers today, General Electric and Ford. Oh my God, Ford cannot be stopped. It is a beast now. All right, electric vehicles, but that was the narrative months ago, like a year ago almost, with this Gartley, dude. The bullish Gartley pattern, hitting its pattern completion zone. Monthly had insane volume. Volume spike on the weekly too, even visible. And this is just its highest level it's seen since October of 2015 today. 6-year highs. Running to those deep levels where eventually 1737 would have been a great longer term target, just because Look at this peak from 2003. Look at this peak from April 2011, September 2013, September 2014. That's the target eventually, 1737. At that point, that is definitely where a reversal could occur. As you can see, it's just been stuck in this range between $6, really, 1737 forever, for literally like almost 20 years. So ever breaks 1737, that's where the fireworks begin. And that's where we talk about all-time highs. That's where we talk about the deep 786, the 100% retrace, and the 1272. All right. So, yeah, board. Bullish engulfing candle on the monthly in the midst of being painted. You know, you've got 21 days, but dang, dude, what a start. And you're above the 200-month moving average, too. That is tremendous. You haven't, like, I get it, you were above it for a second, November 2003, but you really haven't been above it since it was created in 84 and 91, you know, like, there's just areas you've been above it that whole time. You're back above it, man. That's great news. That is so bullish long term. So, multi-year highs on Ford. Amazing. So let's go to the other one. I don't know why I didn't look at it first in the stream. AMC. Talked about it yesterday on stream with Scott Carney, the man himself, in his bearish crab pattern. Little did we know, the next day of talking about this structure, was it going to hit the pattern completion zone, which it did, the 1.618 on D. 35.58% up today. There you go. Is that Reddit? That's Reddit stuff, man. That's how they do it. So at this point, hey, you're above 25.55, which is, you're right. You closed right at the old all-time high from 2014. You ever break that? I mean, there's not too much holding you back from $35. But after such a long run like that, you could always picture that there would be some sort of consolidation before marking up higher prices. At the same time, maybe not, because it's like it's AMC, man. This was a great asset of education for signaling bottoms and stuff, where you just get harmonics, double bottoms, and then major double bottoms within double bottoms, and then you mark up, you break supply lines, you break critical support resistances looking left. It's just so much stuff that happened that was so amazing down here before all this happened. All right, and GME had the same type of behavior before it reversed. The spring back test of spring, so good. And, you know, it had a nice day today, up 4.77%, was up, I think, around 7% at one time. So, very nice. Very close to the first target of the trade setup, which is 276. I would say that's pretty good. No AMC, I know. I wish it was. We're just talking about this one where the entry was 176 entry. So the asset's up about 50% in 7 days. I don't know, if you're a patron and you participated in this trade setup, you probably could pay for the year.
Mitch, where do you
like an
think
annual
the top
Patreon,
of AMC
whatever.
could be?
Literally could be where it hit today. Right, that's the 1.618 fib extension, the pattern completion zone of the bearish crap. That's literally where a top could be. That is an area where you get a reaction, which I think you did react a little bit. But if it doesn't stop there, then $35 is your all-time high, 35.55. And Billy, thanks for the 20. You know, 35.55 if it's not going to stop here, which it very well could. This is like the golden mean ratio from your previous high to low. Definitely an area where people, it would be wise to take profit if someone's up substantially, right, in a short period of time. And thanks for the 1,300 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, the like button, the bell, the sub, whatever, who cares anymore? Crypto's not mooning, so it's just like, what is my point of existence? I know. Alright, so let's God, dude, something happened where like all my work saved, but then like all old work came back. It's so weird. Yeah, I mean, like OXT from that low from November, you know, PCZ, Cypher, bullish Cypher, one time, couple times. I mean, you're in between 34 cents and 53 cents, right? So no man's land. Flip a coin, it goes back up to 53 cents. Flip the coin, it goes back down 34 cents. It is literally a huge just range, man. You're just stuck in a range. And unfortunately, if you're in the middle of the range, it's coin flip stuff. And I do think you've got like triple MACD, triple RSI, hidden bearish divergence kind of going on. Below the 200 moving average, you know, so... Well, at least the 200-day moving average are rounded. There was definitely bullish divergence on the daily there, not on the RSI, and that's where like you could sell off again eventually and come down to the PCZ again and get some RSI divergence. So it's just going to do what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin, again, on the 4-hour and 60-minute, to me, I think Bitcoin looks really weak. The daily, God, you're below like everything you need to be above, so it's not really good, but at the same time, it's like premium levels for someone to short sell. It's like because the markdown was so fast, there was such a fast drop and such a substantial drop in such a short period of time. It's like you're paying premium to short Bitcoin right now. But there's a lot of downside potential just based on the levels. Between 30K and 40K, you're at 38.4. That means, yeah, it's a lot of downside. Glad you learned something when you watch. That's what I try to provide, is a little bit of value in your lives with your limited time. So, Meth Man, I wish I could tell you more than I have, but you know, first level of positive momentum you've seen since May 11th today. It's so close that like if Bitcoin rolls over in the next hour, it won't be positive, you know. So 34 cents is like that area where a reaction could occur. It did occur, and but it doesn't mean that you can't come down for a second low for a confirmation low. Right, until you break above 53 cents, you're stuck between 34 and 53 cents. That's it. Okay. Sorry, Meth. I wish there was more to talk about. Let's see. All right, that. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, very interesting.
Can we
chart.
take
I like
a
it.
look at tether dominance?
I love the chart, man. Booby, what's up? Thanks for 20. Yeah, sure, if you want. Yep. We'll do it. I mean, clearly you can see, like, you know, that's it. 366. You break that, good things could happen. One valley, second valley, third valley. Deep retrace. Is that like a bullish Garley bat? I mean, I hate these freaking scam wigs because it makes it too deep. It like makes it not a valid harmonic. But in ways, it's like if you don't use the scam, good God, man, it's just, it's like an XABCD. It's like an M-shaped formation and a deep retrace, the deepest of deep retraces. You do down here have like triple MACD bullish divergence. It's playing out, but it's not going anywhere, you know. So weekly, anything on the weekly? Yes, oh my God. I mean, this is a little early, but yeah, and you could be in the midst of hidden bullish divergence, where you make a low and then you make a substantially, or not a substantially, just a slightly higher low. I like it. Value area and hidden divergence on the MACD. Could be amazing. Could be a continuation implied to at least go test 366.
Looks like a descending wedge starting February with triple MACD div at bullish cipher PCZ in, just not good at sizing trades, profit taking levels still. Spin.
What's that, General Spouse? Well, you can't request an asset and spin. It's one or the other. And it only costs 10 for a spin anyway. So, yeah, man, it's like, we'll look at ARYO for you, dude. Thanks. So if this can keep up, if it can really pivot here at the 886, I think you're on something on WAT. Consecutive higher lows. But you know, if we're talking about a range, this asset needs to get above 366. I'm gonna feel a lot better above 366. And let me just really, it's gonna be like this. If we're looking at the weekly. That's that low point. Traders set up their lowest point right there in January, and there's the wick. So that's the congestion area, right, where it's like the zone, and you know how I always plot it like this. I think anything above that or in that's good. There could be tremendous upside if it can break that, but until then, you got to be a little reserved. But hey, you could be working on it. Classic accumulations going on just below the major ice line support resistance zone. So put on your watch list on WAT. This could be a very low risk area. Once you get back above 366 and hold it, it maybe can get above 491. Those are, you know, so yeah, that's decent, man.
For trying. Spin.
4 hour. Sure, I can. Yeah, I mean, I get you, dude. It's all good. Get wrecked, dude. Tribute. Someone else has to chug. Again, this is like deep value areas where a reversal could occur. It's an M-shaped formation. It's not any traditional harmonic because that crazy A, you know, and B is a deep reach, 73% retrace, nothing. So that's how you could look at it. It's not bad. Okay, Watt's a pretty freaking good request, but you understand what you got to get above if you truly want to see a major reversal to much higher prices. I think at this point, like a short-term target, if one was taken along at the 886, is 366 and then 491. Those two, boom, boom, right? I mean, that's some good upside, right? I mean, just at 366, the asset goes up 33% in value, and if it was to go to $5 at the top of the little zone, that's a 76% appreciation in value. So those would be like your short-term targets, I guess, on this one. Anyway, moving on. No, we already looked at EOS. Past the tardy sauce. Because you're obviously late. Our next one was that. Okay. Yeah, hard to argue with it being not at a deep retrace area. I mean, it is. I don't understand, man. It's so weird. Like, you know, you go to the daily on this crap asset, and then there's no data looking left, and then you go to the 4 hour, and there is data. I hate these charts, man. It's like one thing about crypto, they're just so annoying and stupid. It's like a 95%, 90% retrace, you know, from the all-time low. Yep, 886. I mean, it's like you can't say it's not deep as F of a retrace, and crazy volume down there. So that's the way you look at it. I mean, value areas for sure. There wasn't an edge when it bounced. This is what I'm saying. Like, you go to the daily, you can't do even what I just did. But we know it looks like it. And there was definitely, on both oscillators, bullish divergence, RSI and MACD, right? While they were both oversold, that's the best way to find. That's like you can be most confident on bullish divergence, RSI bullish divergence, when both the lows are in oversold territory versus not being in oversold territory. So impending price action reversal is implied, and it looks like you're getting it. But I mean, if you look at the chart this way, there's just a ton of support resistance. It's got to break. You can clearly see it's below everything. So could be value, man, down here, but there could be, you know, rallies, makes a lower high, then sells off in double bottoms or something too.
Noise!
Looking to short tuber, bearish divergence on 60-minute and 4 hour. It could definitely form on the daily too. I think it's at a critical area of resistance as well.
All right, we'll look at it. Thank you, dude. Jeff. What a sec. Just checking for the Nigerian scammer. He just came into the stream, dude. This Nigerian scammer is so much audacity, you know. What a joke. Oh, that number, there it is. Someone I'll give it to that guy who messaged me yesterday. There's his number. Troll away. Go troll that that scrub. Well, I didn't give you his phone number. He literally gave it to y'all because he's trying to scam you. Okay, so that's it. I mean, like, there's a value area. It's kind of hard to argue. You know, it's an 88% retrace. It's bouncing there. It's reacting there. But I don't know if that's where it's going to reverse, like, for real. I think you need probably some more confirmation. But can't get much worse, can it? Can't get much worse than 13 cents. It go down to 3 cents all-time lows from Christmas. But again, like, that's what the 886 is. You're at the Mariana Trench retrace level. So anyway, got it, man. TBT, yeah. Here it is. TBT. Right, long-term downtrend. That's all it does. And really nice rally it had, but oh man, it didn't even test. It was so close to testing 2277. Look where it reversed right before it. What I'm saying is kind of like, maybe there's not so much of a real descending triangle, but you just do have lower highs right there, lower highs, and then I'm just saying, like, this low and the same. It's just like kind of, you can see kind of where some buy orders are coming in right there. Again, it's not, I don't think it's a real one, a real descending triangle, but that's like your structure of consolidation going on right now. So is it a strategic long right now after such a markup? I don't know, man. Like, you know, we have a formula where we are looking for deep value retraces, or the bottom of ranges with divergence or something like that. This just doesn't really show that too much. But I do kind of like, I mean, maybe it's too early, but I do kind of like how just recently on May 26th, yesterday, you did try to put in a higher low than this low. And it's like an XA, B, C, D. It's like a little bullish bat right there. Very small, mini pattern. I mean, that's good. But I believe TBT is pretty much a bet on interest rates going up
Your
in the future.
XJW mods banned me for no reason. Disappointed face.
Oh, I'm sure there was a reason. Okay. But yeah, dude, it's like you can go any chat room on the internet. You know, you can go into any crypto channel, and you could say some of the worst crap ever, and they're not gonna care. They're not gonna ban you. They're not gonna do anything. Okay, but in here, treat this like a country club. You come into the country club naked, screaming profanities, yelling, being stupid. You're gonna get thrown out head first through the door. All right, it's just how it works. This is like a higher quality community. Get over it. I mean, again, there's so many places you can congregate and be naked, screaming, being an idiot, you know, with Cheetos in your hand, walking into a country club. It's not gonna happen, man. You're gonna get arrested. Okay. Anyway, I mean, uptrend, nice on TBT, but it only historically makes lower highs than the previous highs every time. So, see if that changes. I think if interest rates go up, this moons, right? We'll see. Yeah, really. Why can't this place be toxic like everywhere else on the internet? Exactly. That's like literally exactly. Yep. MUX is incredible. I've been here before, and it looks unbelievable. It's like on the cusp, I think, of a major breakout. Not so much a major one, I think. God, because you got this just two right here, this 2013 and 2012 levels. I think you're onto something though. Classic accumulation, very, very bullish looking, dude. Like sell wall and higher lows. Dude, that's pretty nice, man. Okay? I mean, just flip the chart over. It's like, ooh, gross. There's classic distribution going on with a buy wall, you know, and once you absorb remaining demand here, it could just dump. No, dude, it's the other way around. You're absorbing remaining supply, I think, at 135 to 166, 150 area. And once that breaks, man, it could be a huge markup. And something else I kind of like is it hit 100% retrace from July 2015, hit that COVID crash low, the same low, right? And now it's, the tide is turning on this asset. Now let's look at this. Let's go to the daily real quick. Oh, it was like inverse head and shoulders one time too, but just turned into something bullish. Same narrative. So let's look at the Bulkowski bump and run stuff. Have we broken it? Yes. Look at this, chat. This is a big deal. This is a huge deal. This is... Tom, I'm standing outside of the MUX McEwen Mining Incorporated chart, and we do have a breakout, a true Bulkowski bump and run on the daily and beyond. Okay, this is super bullish. This is where the asset eventually, I do think, could see, wow, probably like minimum, you know, we're looking at like 350. Yep. Yes, MUX is super bullish once you absorb remaining supply at this last level, and it's working on it. Okay, definitely working on this, and I'm just plotting it because it makes it so simple to see. Once you break these levels, look at the price action history, you know, big markups. It's good, man. It's real good. Great request. But we've been here before, but it now going here again, the Bulkowski bump and run. Nice. Dude, this goes back to 2016 and 2017, multiple years. This is huge. This is a big deal. This is not something to ignore. All right? If anything, you could almost be like, is that a wedge? Dude, that is a wedge, kind of. That's like a huge kind of falling wedge pattern. Whatever, that's broken out. Like, for real, broke out. It, like, broke out initially, then back tested, then re-broke out. So good. All right, next one.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond is insane, dude. Well, I haven't been, or this is not Bed Bath & Beyond, this is Blackberry. Sorry, BBB, or BB. Yeah, it had that crazy run. Oh my god. And then pull back. Let me, this was like its own little Wyckoff chart. I think this is really good. Let me just clear it up. This is old data. I can see the purple lines here. Just replot. Does not look like a Wyckoff range to you? Accumulation range in some ways. Look at the spring. But yeah. So there was like this downsloping resistance here that it could not maintain prices above. You got to get above that, man. Okay, that's like a creek maybe. Jump across the major creek. Now this was another creek too. Look at that creek. Wow, you jumped across the creek that manifested into a spring, but you never back tested the spring. But look at this 200-week moving average. All right, it's regarding it as support. It's holding there and it's losing the negative momentum. Really good. There could be a lot more upside on Blackberry. Yes. Yep. Oh man, look at the history, dude. I get it. You got like this high from 2014 and 2018, but before that, it was straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, and then straight up, straight down, kind of. So, I mean, yeah, you think the probability based on history, besides a couple more local wicks, local meaning like just recently, it's an $18 target again, you know? If Nokia's gonna do crazy stuff, if like AMC and GME are waking up, I don't know why BD couldn't just wake up again and do something psycho too, right? Yeah, man, just think about it. Like from the low down, it's almost like a huge harmonic pattern. You know, it's like 95% retrace XABCD, an M pattern, M-shaped pattern. And yeah, you could be saying like hidden. I mean, there's very real weekly hidden bullish from a low to the higher low. This is really bullish. Impending price action, continuation implied, and it's like that divergence really looks like it's developing. You know, I like that a lot right there. Hidden divergence. Bouncing on the 200-week moving average, there could be a lot more upside in time on BlackBerry. AMC top, then we talked about Billy Man. We did look at it very early in the stream too. Tether dominance. What is the ticker on USD.D? Yeah, that's it. Tether dominance here. What am I looking at here? Last week it hit highest high since like October. Clearly some sort of uptrend, isn't there? And how do we do this? Like that, kind of? It's a pretty nice little demand line. A lot of touches. So there's a demand line. It's obviously trying to hold. And you hit a resistance, of course, a zone of resistance, like a little, you know, between 471 and 490. You hit it, you pull back, now you're in the dead middle. So it's like flip a coin, it comes down to the demand line again, you flip a coin, it goes up to the top of the range again, the top of the all-time high, right? It did briefly hit all-time highs during the crash, which makes sense, right? People flood, they take their money out of crypto and put it into Tether. So, yep, makes sense. I'm not really sure what we're doing on... What else can I do? You know, it's like analyzing it besides showing a demand line and like the all-time high that it hit and pulled back. That's it. That's cool.
Noise!
Any chance of looking at task? Already done a common retrace on the dip. Thoughts would be appreciated.
We'll look at it, dude. Yeah, I looked at it earlier today. It's not really doing much. It's just in that huge range, dude. Huge range. Taking a long on AMC now is really dumb. Like, it's like incredibly dumb. Even if you're successful this time, you like going long on an asset like AMC that's gone up so much and it's like headlining. You're just asking. You might as well just tip me that $9,000. And it's to me the same outcome. You just won't have the money, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think it'd be really stupid to throw $9,000 into AMC tomorrow when the asset is up 36% today, but up like 70% in like 4 days. So there you go, dude. How about you don't do that and look for a low risk, high reward opportunity area asset? That's where I would. And then maybe take not 9,000 of it, take maybe like $300 or $400 or $500 of that, and then go buy books and educational resources to learn how to identify low risk areas, right? Invest in yourself with some of that money you have. Because if you're asking someone, you know, in a live chat room on YouTube what you should do if you should FOMO into AMC, that means you clearly need to do some investing in yourself. That's like a certainty. Okay, and that's not no offense, that's tough love, dude. Yeah, private wins, but I'm hoping someone in this live chat wouldn't be that person, right? I hope anyone in this chat would not be any form of liquidity for people to dump, to have that liquidity to dump AMC, right? Not here. Yeah, FUIE might be a decent area to look. Let's see. I don't know what ARYO is. It doesn't exist. But you probably meant AYRO. But again, how can I assume? I hope this isn't what you requested. This is not what you requested. Dude, are you seriously saying ARYO spaz? because I don't know, this chart actually is kind of interesting. Yeah, so there's definitely like some sort of accumulation going on here. Actually really like AYRO. You actually meant that? Well, that doesn't exist.
Mux is
so
a stuff
said,
of dreams. I
I'm
have
looking at
another stock called
AYRO.
Oceaneering stock. Low risk area. Bullish monthly MACD. If you can take a look. Thanks.
Is that real life? Did you just request that again? Is that a bug, Miner Heaven? Or did you really just do that? Miner Heaven, you know we looked at MUX, right? But I think that's an identical contribution. No, that's actually a different contribution. We looked at it. It looks
God
great.
bless.
If you're a patron, you're pinged on that. You know exactly what's going on. God bless you too, Elver. Thank you, man. AYRO. That's where I am. It looks like if you're in Wyckoff accumulation, you're in the last point of supply. You're in the last phases, maybe. Hard to strategize a long entry right now. But dang, dude, you can't say there's weekly hidden bullish divergence and development. It's beautiful. Bullish cipher stuff, man. Maybe on the daily. Yeah, dude. Let's see here. I don't know. Let's just mess around and see. Yep. Wow, dude. 786. Alright, so you've got this bullish cipher pattern at the end of a Wyckoff potential accumulation range. You sprung, you've been back testing the spring. This is really good. AYR is actually pretty freaking good. Auto parts, OEM, manufacturing. Wow, look at this triple MACD bullish divergence on the daily. Each low you make, you keep just making lower levels, negative momentum. This is actually pretty good, man. Just, I don't know, man. Like, you can go all the way down to 262 again, but if it's truly Wyckoff accumulation, you're not going to test that bottom again because you've already successfully tested it for too long, for months back in September, October. So this could be a wonderful opportunity for much more upsides on AYO. My issue is 767,000 volume. It's close to a million, but not enough. But this is the stuff you want to see. These are the requests you want to have, right? This is it. Like, this is how dreams can occur. And I mean, short-term targets. 1067, 11 bucks. I mean, it's the top of the harmonic. Like, even without the context of the beautiful Wyckoff accumulation. But yeah, dude, it's just kind of like things done this stuff before. Look at the markup it gets, and then it dumps to lower lows. But I don't think you can go much lower. You can't go much lower than 262. It's just getting there. So, yeah. This is actually a good chart down here. Wow.
I'm gonna check another stock all. Thanks.
Oh, okay, got you, Miner. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll look. This is nice. This is really nice, dude. Just no way to get around it. It's great. All right. Okay, next one. Next one. So weird, dude. So Uber right here had its pretty nasty markdown there, didn't it? And I mean, I guess above $47, you're okay. It's really like this little zone here. Like anything above $45, $47 could be really good. Because you had never really, truly never back tested that as support until recently. So you could always come back down to test it again, 45 bucks. And, you know, below that though, you could be in a lot of trouble. I don't know, man. There's lots of support. 42 bucks, 38 bucks, you know. So, just anything that sticks out amazingly right now. Above the 200-day moving average, I really like that. But I don't really see, there's no edge, right? You're just catching a reaction at a critical level and you bounced, and that's about it for now. Like, I don't really see much of anything else that sticks out, right? Like, come back down to 45 bucks, show us an edge, and that could be a long entry for 60 bucks. What's up, BK?
Submit, can you take a quick look at Kin stock? Appreciate.
Well, it can. Yes, we can. Thank you, dude. I don't know. May you? Can you? Sweet. So, yeah, I mean, like, can't say that's not a level where bids would come in, you know? They did come in, but you're well off that now. And so what we want as traders is always some form of an edge at those levels. You didn't have an edge at these levels. You still don't. So if you come back down to spring, back test the spring or something, and you end up showing divergence, that's when it would be a great time to pull the trigger. So keep your eye on it. Uber is above an area where eventually, long enough, you stay above this area long enough, I think you could run up to $60 on Uber, all right? But at the same time, it's like you made your highest high, then you just showed like a double top, lower highs than that previous high, so it could run up again, just make another lower high. Always possible, and then this could be a major correction. But we know, like below $45, you want nothing to do with the asset, so it doesn't even matter. And we would wait for an edge anyway at these levels, not be longing now, because there's so much downside potential. This thing could lose from where it is now. It could lose 11% of its value and then be at maybe a critical area to be taken along, right, where there's divergence. That's why it's like jumping in after a reaction like that with no confirmation, with no other variables lining up, it's not a good idea. So it's like a wait and see situation on Uber. But yeah, above areas it needs to be above for now. You wanted to short Uber? Oh, well, if that's the case, it's kind of hard to, there just could be more upside, right? I mean, there could be more upside, you know, on Uber. That's the problem, right? You're above the critical areas you need to be below. And what happens if it pulls back and back tests and then rallies up 70%, 70, 80% of the way? Because 58, that I think trying to be as close to the top as you can up here is the best area to be shorting. The closer we are to 60, the lower the risk is for that short you want to take on Uber, all right? So the closer you are to $45, $47 is the higher risk on your short. You get what I'm saying? So there you go, man. What's up, Whippy, man? All right. Ethereum and Bitcoin. During Bitcoin, they caught that nice bounce, you know, off the very critical area. It needed to be above, right? The air congestion, we call it that, right? It's just like a low point from 2018, a high point from 2017, a high point from more in 2017, a little bit of price action in 2018. That's just it. And so what did it do? It rallied. It never hit that 8.5 million sat area. It pulled back. It's bounced off of it, but you're just catching a reaction, right? Catching a reaction, not going anywhere really. So, you know, if I'm looking at an asset that's between one major area and another, and it's in the dead middle, I'm kind of useless. All I can say is it's in the dead middle of a range where it's attempting a rally from the previous high, and it's bouncing between two different major critical areas. And so that's it. So it's like flip your coin, it comes back down to 5.7 million sats. Flip a coin, it goes up to 8.5 million sats, because that's all you got, kind of. Yeah, there was hidden bullish divergence there. There certainly was. You just continue it out. Yes, there was more than before. So cool. It's playing out, but it's That's what you get. You get big markups, you sell off. It's like an XA, a B, and you're working on C. You don't know if it's going to be a lower high, double top, or higher high. All right, and then that's it. It seems like there could be more upside because you're still just losing that negative momentum, you know. But yeah, you're just in the middle of a big area. 5.7, 8.5 million sats. Sorry, I wish there was more to it. Hey, dude, if we were totally in the demand line, I mean, like, hey, we're, you know, hidden divergence down here, you know, that was times. You know, there was a little harmonic there too on the 4 hour. So it's just. Oceaneering. Oceaneering. Let's go to the weekly. Never been here before. Oh, I like it above $9. I like it above 568. Yeah, I mean, it's a good guy. I mean, obliterated. You know, it's at its lowest point, the COVID crash. I mean, talking like made 20-year lows. Kind of double bottom down there. Anything above $9 is bullish, and I think anything above $9 long enough. First target, $23.85, and then above that, Sweet Mother of God, could be $43. So, what have you done? Zoomed in. It seems like you tried to backtest the spring. Look at what you're doing on OII. You're testing that 200-week moving average for the first time since 2014. Good God, man. These things have just been killed. Have been obliterated, man. So the selling was so bad, I don't know if we could have any kind of bump and run stuff. It just doesn't look very natural at all. I think you did break the bump and run trend line and just continued to get shattered. So, yeah, I mean, 1438, anything above $9 long enough, I think eventually 23.85. I'm not sure if I could say it's a strategic entry right now as I'm speaking to you. Whereas, obviously, the closer you get to $9, the lower the risk of the entry is going to be. And now it's like one high, a second high, and it's testing the 200-week moving average and has not broken it yet. And maybe on the higher high, there could be bearish divergence developing on the oscillators. Ugh. So I really like the trend it's in now. You know, it is in a nice uptrend. Man, there was a time to really be asking about this, and it was late April. It was about a month ago where you had on the daily a low, and then a higher low. And what was going on the oscillators? What was going on? You know, you had hidden bullish divergence there on not just the MACD but also the RSI. So impending price action continuation was implied on a slightly higher low, a deep retrace, and it's rallied, and maybe it's flagging. Yeah, it could. Maybe it's bull flagging, getting ready to break this other low, this area right here. You know, $16, 1578. It's a big. It looks like there's been price action. There's just so much chop, man. That's like. But I do think eventually, no matter if it breaks down next or goes up next, I think eventually the target on this on the weekly is 23.85. Okay, I can't tell you it's a strategic entry right now as I'm speaking to you. Oh my God, we're at it. We're at the entry. I can't speak for that, but I can say based on that weekly, I think around 23.85 is where it could head eventually. All right, Bitcoin breaking below 38,554. That's very bad because that is literally all you have left. I mean, that's like the only support looking left. I mean, between 30K and 38.5, that's it. I mean, maybe local support now at like 36.2 or 33.1, but yeah, dude, it's just weak on the 4 hour and 60 minute, and it's kind of like high premium for shorters up here because I don't know, man. At the same time, the argument for shorts could be amazing right here because it's like you rallied and you're just failing twice. 48 hours of just failed attempts to break the resistance area it needs to get above for the promised land. It's not. Crypto is just not in a good spot for the swing trader, in my opinion. But hey, who am I? Screw my opinion. What's up, Benny, man? Benny Hanna, man. We don't have those down here, unfortunately. But thanks, dude. I love hibachi. You made hibachi. You put it on the map, didn't you? In the 80s, 90s. Yep. Okay, next one. 20 more minutes until your daily candle close. If you enjoyed the live stream, the like button below. So thanks for around 1,300 people here. Thanks to the 534 likes. Meh. Dead streamer streaming. Yep. Can used to be amazing. I remember when it was amazing down here. This was composite operator stuff. It was great and then went insane. And now it's over. The party's over and now it's correcting. Who knows how long this correction is going to last. Yeah, you're bouncing on 200-day moving average. Cool. You haven't back tested $6, which I think is important. But I don't know, man. There's like a high there too. I mean, yeah, you could get some sort of short-term relief rally here. Yeah, absolutely. It could happen. It's your first time back tested. All these little highs. 2019, 2020. Not sure we'd call it a harmonic or anything. I mean, X, A, B, C, D. If it was anything, it'd be a shark or a bat. And that means you'd have to go to the 886. And then it's like, you have to question yourself, do I anchor here? Yeah, sure, 886% retrace there, but not from here, not from the lowest low. Which you could argue that's where you should anchor X to A. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like you have to ask questions. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is where you get a short-term relief rally. I would definitely say this is a zone. Definitely a zone of critical areas. Anything below $6 is kind of death. You're going back down to like $2. But if you can hold this, yeah, I mean, absolutely. Look at it. What happens in history above this area? Huge straight lines up. No gaps to fill, unfortunately. Those will be good targets. So, I mean, like, if it holds this, I would just think that the ICO price, or IPO price, $13 would be the target from here. That's about it. RSI, no help. Maybe the MACD is definitely showing some divergence. For sure, yeah. Divergence on the MACD, not on the RSI. So, yeah, again, I think if it holds here, $13 is your target. That's as far as I can go with this on CAN. So, what's up, Riz? Thanks for the Australian super chat. Might. Thank you, dude. Okay. And that's it, man. Got through the request. It's been an hour and 30 minutes I've been live. I don't know, man. It's pretty, it's just gonna be, dude, you're not gonna get like Scott Carney, Richard Hart pump streams every day. You're gonna have streams like this where they're just not that good. I mean, like, what do you want from me? Like, crypto, I think, is still very uncertain, and there's still direction that it needs to find. And there are stocks that were showing opportunity, that are playing out, that are showing opportunity, that have yet to play out. And I think that's and gold is playing out, you know. Hit third target of the trade setup yesterday. Silver still holding that. I think that's going to $36. Maybe is it 36 on silver? Yes, $35. Excuse me, not 36. Yeah, I think silver's going to 35 eventually in time. I think there's so much opportunity on markets that just aren't crypto right now. Like, if you're looking for crypto opportunity, you should have been participating in the market for the last 8 months, 9 months. You had too much time, too many trade setups, too much opportunity, and now you have to wait. You have to wait for this correction to play out. You have to wait for direction to be found. You have to wait for indicators on the daily time scales, weekly time scales. You just don't have them yet, man. All right. Yeah, unpopular truth. Yep. Wow. Nat volatile down 4.64%. Was up that much yesterday.
Quick. Thanks, bro.
It's bullish. It's bullish as F.
Hey,
Composite
Mitch.
operators acquired his
Hope all is
position.
well,
Markup
brother.
446,
Whenever you come to
516 plus.
Vegas again, I owe you a drink, my friend. Go Bucks, playful face.
Thank you. Big Blue.
Can you look at NGVC for some targets?
What's up, LA Crypto? Sure. Thanks for $20. What's up, Stonebridge? Yes, we'll look at it.
Can you take a look at $ARB? Fits a young stock but noticed Michael Saylor tweet about them and looking for a bullish edge entry. Hep THX.
Noise!
Holy crap.
Funko
Super chat
FNKO.
train. Request train. I do have to go in like less than 20 minutes because I've got someone coming. I've got the people that are going to be living in this house that I'm going to rent out to them. I've got them coming over and they have to do an inspection on what items they're going to need to purchase that I take with me. So I don't know, man. I think it's just a low, a higher low, and higher lows are going on. $3 has been tested, held. Even on the second low, it's higher than the first one. I think this is going to 446, 516 eventually, and then maybe, if we're lucky, the big markup, $7 area. So this is a long-term trade setup. So you're getting paid a lot of money, a lot of dividend percentage points. It keeps going down though, 7.65% dividend yield. You're getting paid to hold this thing while the composite operator continues to accumulate its position before eventually supply runs out and you do break to much higher levels. So we'll see. It's not certain. I'm just saying I own it. It's in my portfolio and it's been in there for months, man. Okay. Wow, dude, that was. Whew. Get through these as fast as I can. I gotta go to the bathroom. Damn, man. This natural grocers. Oh god, anything below 1728 sucks, right? I mean, that was the top of a range. Look how it rejected it all those times, failed. Now it's like you wait. I would be waiting for a long time on this one. What would you be waiting for? A deep retrace? I would be waiting for a 78% retrace, which is right here. I'd be waiting for an $8 target. I'd be waiting. And maybe then we could talk about some opportunity, a reaction at least, and then we'd be waiting for more, like a confirmation low. There's nothing here that sticks out as bullish right now at this current time as I'm speaking to you, but maybe down the road. Put it on your watch list, whatever. It's got 107,000 volume, so you want 1 million volume for liquidity purposes so your orders get filled, okay? It's just in a range below the old range, right? And more downside on NGVC. Sorry. At least it was easy. Argo blockchain. How much data is there? I mean, maybe from this low there was a harmonic, but I don't know if it went deep enough. Let's see. I think what we would do here is probably like we got a down sloping channel, obviously, and you broke out. All right, there was an actual breakout today. It could have been a wedge. You could have definitely argued here there was maybe a wedge on ARBKO. Excuse me, burping. Yeah, that's a pretty fantastic looking falling wedge. Wow, dude, that was pretty gorgeous. All right, so you got a breakout. You got a breakout. Like you above this little area here. Look at the zone. I mean, that's like it. Like one bottom, maybe a second bottom. There was bullish divergence on both oscillators on the second low, the slightly lower low. Very nice. It could be better because it could be a deeper retrace. That'd have been nice, and you still could end up being that in the end, right? Where this just underperforms. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like a lower low, double bottom, and you got targets. Can target a couple ways on wedges: measure move or just Fibonacci. Right, that's the size of the structure from the breakout. Oops. Right, so it just broke out. No, like you got candle close confirmation. That's it. So if this was going to play out, 100% measure move, the target would be eventually 418. I don't think you want this asset to be below 189 again because there's just so much downside potential below that. I think that's the zone. The critical zone where you just don't want to be below it. If you do fall below it, you better get back above it, and you did. Great. So maybe it's confirmation low, and that 418 would be the target if this played out. Same time, you go from that high point to low point, and 50. So 308 and 346 are much more conservative targets. falling wedge, 308 and 346. If you didn't think that the asset had enough legs to get to 418, you could also do 3 targets, 308, 346, and then exit completely at 418. Boom, there you go. That's AR BKF falling wedge breakout today, confirmed. But no, back test of the breakout, no back test of the, spring you just sprung. So you might maybe back test the spring and maybe get another entry at like 188. That'd be legendary, right? So yeah, pretty good. Not too bad, man. Not too bad. And from the previous discernible swing low on the daily, low to high, you had between a 78 and 88% retrace value. There was some value there at least. So you see how I broke that down, this whole thing? Okay, moving on. Got to, running out of time. I can't take any more requests now. This is the last one just because I got something going on right after this. Okay. Funko. Well, we look at an asset, we know immediately, this is not the one we're looking for, right? I mean, congratulations on its amazing performance. That's awesome. But if you look at an asset like this, right, where it's like there's the lowest point ever and the highest points ever, and you're nearing the highest points ever, for us here looking for opportunity for value, you just can't say it. So like you're getting closer to value for a short, and on the high and the higher high, you are making on the daily bearish divergence on both oscillators. Pretty clear discernible stuff. So that could continue while it runs up to $30. Could make it all the way to the top. Could even up thrust there. But this is like you're getting to profit taking levels. If one was longing this down here at levels that made sense, one will be soon taking profit up here at these levels. And then this is where a major reversal could occur. You understand? You just doing it like this, man. Oh yeah, of course, dude, of course. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Okay, it's bearish divergence, so I'd be careful. This is it's high premium. If you're taking long, it's a high premium. And you could break, of course, yeah, it could just break and go to the moon, man. It's like at the same time, it could just up thrust and then dump, and then you got so much downside potential on it, right? It's just range-bound asset for its history. That's it on Funko. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Stonebridge Advisors. Thank you, Ella. Did I look at that? What the heck? Yeah, I think I did. Oh yeah, with the grocers. Yeah. So look, I didn't miss them. All right, so that's it, man. Thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Sorry. I like how we're losing negative momentum. I like the daily a little bit. I like total a little bit on the daily. Not really though. I want to see us above 1.77 trillion. I want to see Bitcoin above at least the 200-day moving average around 41,200. I want to see it above the ice line from January 8th at 40,570. I need to see that. Look, we got to break that and then back test it and hold a support if you want to see higher levels. Okay? You're just below it right now, and so that is just what makes it so difficult to argue on either side, right? It's like the bullish argument, yeah, there's such a fast drawdown, there could be more upside for just a common retrace. Yes, you already technically have made a common retrace. You're at a 38% retrace from the previous high to low, okay? But there could be more. Also, that Wyckoff accumulation argument, that means we're only in phase B on that, so there's a lot more sideways action to go if that was going to be the case. I do like Ethereum a lot better than Bitcoin because it's above every area it needs to be above, right? Where Bitcoin is below its resistance, Ethereum's above it and holding, negative momentum waning. I mean, very close to Class C hidden bullish divergence. It was very close. Like the low, the same low pretty much with much higher levels of negative momentum. That's your weakest form of hidden divergence, but it's still real. You got a bullish engulfing candle, and remember what we think is going to happen eventually, no matter if you sell off to 2K again or not. You think eventually the target just for a deep retrace for Ethereum would be $3,800. Okay, it's just, that's where I'm at on crypto. You know where I'm at. There are a lot of assets that exist out there that are showing really good opportunities right now, or already did and are already playing out. Crypto is just still finding its footing. We had a golden era of trade setups on crypto for 7, 8, 9 months, man. You know it if you were a part of this community. I'm sorry if you're late to the show, but maybe you should look on the inside on like, why were you late? Were you here because you truly cared about trading and technical analysis, or were you here purely because of greed and FOMO? Most people joined this market 50K plus Bitcoin because of greed and FOMO, not because they care about truly making money and I don't know, learning about something that can make you money and make you financially independent one day, which is what we try to teach here. So look deep inside, look at yourself in the mirror, and it's like, when did you enter this market? Why? And truly why? Don't sugarcoat it. There will be more opportunities in crypto, but we just need more time, more data, all right? And we look elsewhere until that opportunity presents itself. That's it. That's how it works, man. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the T-A.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake me up, wake me
My name is JP. I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Bow to your sensei.
And then, just like that,
Adios, turd nuggets.